Hello. Huge warning at this moment. If you accidentally stumbled onto this video, this is huge spoilers for Hollow Knight Silksong. I am at the very penultimate finale of the game, meaning that I'm about to fight the final boss. So if you really don't want to be spoiled, I urge you to not look, not watch, click away, go away, throw your computer out the window, or laptop, or phone, or iPad, or smartwatch, or smart fridge even. Who knows? Whatever you're watching on, just don't watch, right? I've reached the finale, so if you do want to watch, then, you know, feel free to say. But yes, just really big spoiler warning. We've made it, or I've made it to the finale. So, good? Okay? We're good? All right, spoiler warning is done? Okay. It is finally time. It is finally time to face the true foe ahead of us. The Abyss. Child, I hold the means to descend. Let us meet one final time and quell this black ruin of our making. Who are you hoping you'll find down there, Spider? An ailing child and a silk-starved beast? If so, I'm afraid we may sorely disappoint. What waits below is me no longer. Even if only your shadow remains, to release your mother's grip, my blade would see it slain. Then why hold? Even at this moment, surely terror hasn't suddenly claimed even your hardened heart. Take the final plunge, Spider. Join us in my drowning palace, and let oblivion swallow us all.
That's fine.
Oblivion may take you, child. My own life I shall not sacrifice. I have survived the fury of your land. I have borne its bars and its blades, and I have seen wonder behind its dangers. But always, child, I remain a daughter of Hallownest, and the void below all things. That darkness I will fear no longer. Lost lace. Oh shit. Ow, bastard. Ass! You're cheating! You got tentacles. Oh my god, okay. All right. Oh wait, don't just jump in. god. Now what?
Oh shit!
No, I ran into it. Fuck off. Okay, no weapon pillow. Oh. Oh my god, I got swagged on. Brain fart? I forgot what phase we're on.
얘들아.
Sister of the Void. Defeat Lost Lace and free Farloom. To be continued. Passing of the age. Grant the Herald's wish and finish the game. There's a Mr. Mushroom ending? That's sick. So yeah, to be continued in DLC. That's so funny. What the hell, man? Oh my god. Ah. Wow. After what, 6 years? I think a little bit longer than that. Maybe like 7? I think like 6 or 7 years. I don't know exactly when Silksong was kind of I don't know exactly when Silksong was like first shown. So wow. Matthew Trobiani as Trobio. That's funny. Wow. Okay. Let me take a second for this beautiful, you know, cutscene or credits music to play, but also for let me just to gather my thoughts about the game. So give me a second. And then it ends with, oh, that's so cool. Lace's pin and Horn's needle. Okay. So, I guess first things first, if someone were to ask me, what do I rate the game out of? I give the game probably the most solid out of every game I've ever played in my life. The most solid 9 out of 10. Now, you might be asking, why a 9? So, first, let me describe what I dislike about the game. Let's do that first. Let's get the bad first so I can praise the good. Okay. So first, I think that BioWater is an absolutely just awful area to explore and wander. I hate BioWater. It drives me up a wall, but that's not the main reason. I think if I were to say, this game has a lot of just like very like minor annoyances and things that kind of just like make you a little bit mad that build up very quickly. Right? Or not. Right, guys? Right? Right? I gotta stop saying that. I gotta stop saying right as I end a sentence. Like I said, BioWater, right? The run back from the BioWater Bell Beast bench up to the gauntlet, the BioWater gauntlet at the top of the level is absolutely atrocious. Now, before anyone says anything, I know that there is a supposedly hidden bench. Well, not supposedly, there is a hidden bench somewhere that I missed along the way. Well, listen, man, it's a hidden bench. If I didn't find it, I didn't find it, okay? That's just the unfortunate thing. Right? I gotta stop saying it. Right? Right, guys? I gotta stop saying right at the end of a sentence. Speaking is tough. But that's just one example. Another thing I came to dislike about this game was the super long enemy gauntlets. Now, in retrospect, they weren't that long, right? Like at most 5 minutes, maybe. But they feel really long, right? The High Halls gauntlet is probably one of the more egregious examples of what I'm trying to explain. And like the Coral Palace one is also another example, but in a different sort of way. Whereas the High Halls one is annoying because it's long and the enemies take a long time to die, but the Coral Palace one is annoying because not because it's long or not because the enemies are hard, but because it takes a really long time. But you know, those are just minor. Overall, those are minor things in the game. Another thing I disliked, at least for me, maybe some other people will disagree or some will agree. The way progression is in this game in terms of like mask, shards, spool fragments, it feels weird. I don't know. Like Act 1, you find barely anything. You find a lot of spool fragments, which is fine and all, but you know, you want more health because enemies in this game do a lot of damage. Even the basic little baby spider, little baby shark enemies. Baby shark. Sorry. Even the little basic enemies can just like chunk your health really, really quickly. And it's very obnoxious to play 20-30 hours and get barely any progress towards your health and spool. If I remember correctly, all the way up to Act 1, I only got 1 mask. And then Act 2 is where you can actually fully explore things more since you have access to the Citadel. And can go get access to new traversal power-ups like the double jump and the harpoon. So yeah, but it was a little bit annoying to have a lot of the big progression locked behind the Citadel, but I understand why, because the Citadel itself was a massive area in addition to all the little areas next to it, but the Citadel itself was massive, right? What else can I say? Or what else, let me think, what else can I think negatively about this game that something I just didn't like? I guess the price, having to farm beads to buy things, but I'm not gonna put that as like a major annoyance, just because that might have also been a problem in Hollow Knight, but I just don't remember because I haven't played the game in a few years. Well, I guess I did mention that did I mention it? I don't know. I don't know if I forgot to mention that I did replay Hollow Knight like right before Silksong came out, but not like all the way through. I just wanted to, it was like the day before Silksong came out, and I wanted to see how far I could get in a single day. I didn't get that far, but maybe Hollow Knight had to say a similar issue. I don't remember. I'm going to say maybe. So I'm not going to mark that as like a huge grievance, just like a minor annoyance, but nothing like super major that went through docking at one point. What else? I guess, yeah, the fact that there's a lot of enemies in this game that are tiny. Okay, you know what? The flying enemies. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I don't know which corner of I don't know which witchcraft, I don't know what kind of witchcraft, what kind of magic, what kind of dark arts Team Cherry had to read through and use to create every flying enemy in the game, because oh my God, they are obnoxious beyond belief. Every single one is absolutely annoying. Even the ones at the very beginning of the game are annoying, in my opinion. But oh my God, the flying enemies are a lot. Okay, I think it's all the negative things I can say. Maybe, I don't know. I can't really think of anything else. So let's talk positives. Okay, first positive. This game is gorgeous. It is a much, how do I say it? Not a much. It is very obviously a very evolved art style from Hollow Knight, right? Similar art style, or same art style, right? Same artist, but definitely more evolved. Like it has a lot more, there's a lot more to it than in Hollow Knight. And Hollow Knight is already a very beautiful game, but Silksong, I think definitely they upped it a lot, or the art style, it was upped a lot. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know how to describe it nicely. Basically, I think the art is a lot prettier in this game compared to Hollow Knight. And Hollow Knight is already pretty. It's a very pretty game, but Silksong is very beautiful, gorgeous. Second, the music. Oh my God, Hollow Knight already has really good music, but Silksong has really good music as well. So there's that. I guess let's talk combat. So Silksong has way more evolved combat, right? Or way more. It has a way more in-depth combat system compared to Hollow Knight, right? Hollow Knight already had a cool combat system, but it was still more or less simple, right? Your basic attacks, right? You're just normal swinging and pogoing and etc. We're all the same. Those don't really change aside from like long nail or like your nail arts, etc. Right? The game, Hollow Knight was more in depth with its charms and how you can combine charms for cool effects and stuff like that. Whereas Silksong went the route of adding crests, right? And you can change your crest, which changes Hornet's moveset and playstyle. I hit my mic. Her playstyle entirely, right? How you play with the Hunter crest, for example, is very different than how you play with the Beast crest or the Witch crest, etc. Right? I think that it definitely would be really fun to do like an entire run through of the game with one singular crest, like Architect only crest or Shaman only, Shaman only crest, or Shaman crest only, Architect crest only, etc. Like those ones, Witch crest only, right? The more wacky ones, right? Or even Beast crest, right? So those would be really fun to do like a whole playthrough of, but of course some of those are locked later in the game, so it'd be kind of hard to do a whole playthrough, but you know, you use cheats to do that. But anyways, that'd just be a fun like challenge run idea that you could do with the game. Second thing I liked, the tools. Oh my god, I actually really love the tools, especially all the red tools, right? All the weapons that you can throw. They were so fun. There were just so many different varieties and they were all really interesting. I wish I don't know. I mean, I didn't use every single one, but I had fun with the ones I use, and they're very fun to play with. So what else? Silk skills. The silk skills were really cool too. Some of them I just didn't use because I didn't think they'd be good, like the thread storm or the rune rage, right? But like silk spear is good, the pale nails is good, and cross stitch is also really good. What else can I say positive about the game? My goat Sherma. Sherma is like the biggest like point you can give to this game is Sherma. And Chakra. Chakra, I love Chakra. I love her a lot. She's so cool. What else can I say? The bosses. There are a lot of really cool bosses in this game. There's also a lot of really uncool bosses, but there are a lot of really cool bosses, right? I was a big fan of Khan. I was a big fan of Carmelita, just talking about endgame. Lace. Every version of Lace was fun to fight. Even Grandmother Silk was really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of bosses in this game, but a majority of them were really, really good. There are a few that are definitely more head banging against the wall than others, like Savage Beastfly and that frog that I hate. And that bird that I hate. Oh my god. I heard that they nerfed it. I heard they're releasing a patch either today or soon. Today's the 10th of September, so I don't know if it's like today or sometime soon, where they're gonna nerf the bird. What's his name? Greymore? No, not Greymore. The bird boss in Greymore. I forget its name at this point. That was so long ago. But yeah, it was really cool. What else can I say? Actually, okay. Let me think for a second, because I actually have to use the restroom really bad. So let me go use the restroom. I'll come back with my thoughts some more. All right, bathroom break is over. So continuing on my positives, I wanted to talk about the areas. So Silksong is a way bigger game than Hollow Knight. Very much bigger. And I want to say that the increased size does make it a little bit, I guess this will be a positive and a negative. The positives is that there's more game, and a lot of the areas are very pretty, and some are very, you know, fun to explore. Like, personally, I overall really enjoyed the Citadel overall. I thought the Citadel was really fun to explore. The Deep Docks was also really cool. Mount Faye was a fun little parkour challenge. What else? Yeah, I think those are kind of like my favorite areas. The other ones are just like, oh, the other ones are all like, you know, fine, or bio water tier. But the negative with having the map, right, the whole overall game just being larger, is that it makes exploring much more tedious, in the sense that without a guide or a map to like assist, like I used to help find the last few mask fragments and spool thingies, silk spools, I definitely, like, I would have just been lost exploring everywhere, and it would have taken me forever, and I don't really want to do that. So that's kind of thing that's unfortunate, I think, about having the map be so much bigger, is that it makes it a lot harder to find little nooks and crannies if you didn't find them the first time, because you just wouldn't think to go back to some random tiny little room in some fucking area of the game and be like, oh, I missed the thing here. So I think like having a bigger map is cool, but it also adds the difficulty of, you know, or it adds like a negative of just making it very tedious to try and find all these like secret rooms and whatnot to find you know, power-ups. So I hope I explained myself pretty good. I have a bit of a headache right now, so if my head's a little bit out of it, or I'm a little out of it right now. What else can I say positive about the game? The NPCs, there are a lot of really... Hollow Knight, the first game, has a lot of really cool NPCs that are very fun to talk to and just very colorful overall. And this game doubles it. There's a lot more colorful NPCs to talk to, and a lot of them are really cool. There's a lot more singing bugs, which is very fun. So yeah, that's another positive of the game I really enjoy, was all the NPCs to talk with. What else? I guess the side quests, right? On the wish boards. I enjoyed them because they are not like, you know, Dark Souls or other games where it's like, hey, go do this thing, and they don't tell you, they don't really tell you where the fuck to go. You just kind of have to accept the quest line or start the quest line and then pray to God you find them somewhere else. But thankfully this game is nice where they, you know, it gives you the objective and it tells you where to go more or less, or what to get, right? For some stuff you don't really know where to go, but for some at least tells you like what to get, right? What else can I say as a positive about this game? I guess the price, it's $20, which was insane. $20 for hold on, can I look at my total playtime? Well, I guess what's my in-game playtime? 51 hours. 51 hours for $20 is nuts. Like genuinely nuts. Genuinely nuts. I am still shocked the fact that Team Cherry was nice enough to make this game cheaper. Because I was like really expecting this game to be like 30, 40 bucks, but it's $20, and that's really cool. Let's see, what other positives can I say off the top of my head? I don't know, I kind of said all I needed to say. Oh, I guess let's talk about our main character, right? Hornet, right? In Hollow Knight, Hornet was always a really cool character. But she was also kind of mysterious, right? Like we knew some things about her and a little bit about like just her personality and stuff like that. But other than that, she was still very like kind of distant from our Knight character. But what I like about this game is, or another positive about this game is we get to really see Hornet as a character, right? Having her be able to talk with the NPCs is really cool, right? Because, you know, our Knight player character in Hollow Knight can't speak. So having Hornet speak with our the NPCs and, you know, all the very cool dialogue was very, very nice. It was a treat. I really enjoyed it, and it definitely was nice to see Hornet's character just in full, right? What else can I say positive about the game? I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. Yeah. Not much else to say. I could talk about like the runbacks or whatever, but like I said, I don't know. There's definitely still like there's some like minor negatives and minor positives that I'm just not going to mention just because they're just minor. They don't really affect how I really feel about the game. They're just like minor annoyances that I would have with any like Metroidvania or like game, you know. It's nothing like that major, just a minor annoyance. But yeah, this game was a treat. I really enjoyed playing it, and I'm really excited for the DLC, right? I'm excited to see, you know, we saw there at the end with the Mr. Mushroom launching out of the ground when it said to be continued. So I am curious to see what's going on there. And you know, when we saw the Knight, which that was so cool, right? At the end there when Hornet and Lace were I guess drowning in the abyss, right? And the flower ran out of power, and they were about to be taken by the tentacles. You know, seeing the knight and the other vessels. But not only that, right? We saw it, depending on if you played Hollow Knight or not, so you may or may not know, right? When the knight showed up, right, there was a little flash of how the knight character looks when you beat Absolute Radiance at the end of the Pantheon of Hallownest, right? Because that was one of the more mysterious things about Hollow Knight, was at the end of the Pantheon of Hallownest, right, when you beat Absolute Radiance, the knight, you know, like he does in the normal Radiance fight, will drop down into the abyss and then you know, lash their void tentacles at the Radiance. But in the Pantheon of Hallownest version, or the Absolute Radiance version, the knight transforms into like a giant void beast. And we saw a glimpse of that there in that cutscene. So I'm very curious to see what the DLC for this game will be. I'm curious to see if maybe we're the DLC is going to focus on maybe the void, and you know, I don't know, or the God Seekers are going to come back. I don't know, it could really be anything. But yeah, this is a really cool game, and I thank anybody who watched this video or watched my whole playthrough of it. Right now I'm gonna go and edit all the stuff, but yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a very, very beautiful day.